The hype of Melisa, Texas is real. This is the Texas suburb that is just north of McKinney and has caught nationwide attention due to its $35 million high school football stadium, adding Buc-ee's to the list, as well as many other large commercial projects that are coming soon. My last video, Melisa included a drone tour of that football stadium, and I shared a short clip of that on TikTok. That video messed around and had over like 770,000 views. I've never had anything get those kind of eyeballs, so needless to say, it was real interesting seeing all the folks in the comments that either love Texas football or were just hating on Texas and how we spent our money here. Today, we're diving into the top 5 neighborhoods of Melisa, Texas. If you and your family are considering relocating to this up-and-coming suburb, you're in the right place. And guys, go ahead and stay until the end of the video as I'll be covering the most important part, and that's going to be a quick guide to ensure that your offer in this competitive market stands out above the rest. Let's go ahead and dive in. Starting with a quick overview of Melisa's real estate, Melisa offers many homes in different price ranges, and since it's still growing, most of these homes are new construction. So for those of you watching from outside of Texas and you're wondering where you can find a safe town and new construction is a non-negotiable, Melisa should definitely be on your list. I ran a search in the MLS, and for all of 2022, there were 476 homes sold in Melisa. They came in at a low of 131,000 and a high of 1.25 million. So far in 2023, there have already been 586 homes sold here, as many families in the surrounding suburbs have recognized the solid academic programs and likelihood of strong appreciation of the housing market here over the next decade. The homes this year have ranged from a low of 89,000 to a new high of 2.6 million, over double what 2022's highest sale was in the MLS. That $2.6 million home had one of the sickest resort-style backyards I've ever seen. Square footages have ranged from a low of 800 square feet to a high of 8,054 square feet. Now that we've covered a bird's eye view of Melisa housing market as a whole, let's double click into the top 5 neighborhoods. After we cover these, we'll also cover Melisa as a whole, as well as its location in relation to the rest of DFW. Starting with the villages of Melisa, these homes were built between 2006 and 2009 and had a low of 345,000 to a high of 561,000. This neighborhood is right by the high school and backs up to the city hall. These houses have 3 to 5 bedrooms and 2 to 4 baths, with square footages ranging from 1,530 square feet to 2,960 square feet. These prices aren't on the top end of Melisa real estate, but they still have some really nice homes in a great neighborhood. I especially like the terrain over here, as it's unusually hilly compared to the rest of North Texas. Plus, they have a pretty nice community pool. This community is zoned for Harry McKillop Elementary School. Next, we have Meadow Run. There were 31 homes sold over here in 2022 between 419,900 and 659,900. This is a very new community where the houses were built starting in 2020 and still have houses being built today. They range between 1,871 square feet and 3,333 square feet. They have some 3-2s, but majority of these homes are 4 to 5 bedrooms and 3 to 4 bathrooms. This is so close to the high school that you can see the high school and the stadium from the neighborhood, and it's within walking distance, about a block away. Several builders over here to choose from, including Pacesetter Homes, Ashton Woods Homes, and several more. This community is zoned for Willowwood Elementary School. Next, we have Milrany Ranch. In 2022, there were 33 homes sold ranging between 406,640 to a high of 639,000. And so far in 2023, there have been 33 homes sold ranging between approximately 428,352 to a high of 640,000. The homes sold this year had a low square footage of 2,040 to a high of just shy of 3,500 square feet. This is yet another very new community with construction starting back in 2021. This is another subdivision that's real close to the high school and within walking distance to the high school and the football stadium. And like many of these other neighborhoods, there are several builders to choose from, including Hovnanian Homes and Union Home. And this community is zoned for North Creek Elementary School. Next, we have North Creek. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of North Texas. There were 69 homes sold over here in 2022 and had a low of 328,000 and a high of 725,000. This is a huge community, so much that it offers its own elementary school at one of the entrances in the neighborhood. It also offers fishing ponds, walking trails, a nice community pool, and a putting green for those of us working on our short game. Many of these homes were built by the same builder that I have for my home, which is Stone Hollow Homes, and I've always liked the brick and stone combo that they've had in their builds. These homes were built starting in 2008 all the way through 2020 and have a low of 1,366 square feet to a high of 4,200 square feet. Next, we have the granddaddy of them all, the neighborhood that has lots of attention from families that already live in McKinney or Frisco, so they can get a little bit more bang for their buck, or bang for their $1 million bucks. The Liberty subdivision offers a little bit of everything like North Creek: an elementary school, parks, walking trails, soccer fields, basketball courts, volleyball courts, and a crazy resort-style pool. The Liberty subdivision is only a mile away from North Creek, and to me, these are the two premier communities of Melisa in terms of what all amenities they offer for families. There were over 100 homes sold over here with a low of $400,000 to a high of almost $922,000. Many of the homes in this neighborhood were built by Highland Homes, one of the premier builders in North Texas. This area does have homes that were built starting in 2012, but most of this neighborhood had homes that were starting about 5 years ago, as lots of development has happened in this neighborhood. Their square footages range from 1,700 to as high as 4,900. Actually, the home that sold in Melisa with the highest square footage was a 2021 build in this neighborhood right at 4,891 square feet. And believe it or not, that sold for $768,000. You can expect these homes to have the most upgrades in their standard models, plus their community pool, volleyball court, basketball court. All of their amenities are really top notch. This is a nice area and they are still building over here today. And quick disclosure, if you want to take a look at any of these neighborhoods, I happen to know a guy. Like many other North Texas suburbs, Melisa is still a rapidly growing city that's just 45 minutes north of Dallas and on the northern part of Collin County. In terms of entertainment, you are 44 miles away from the American Airlines Center for Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Stars games, 57 miles away from AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Field for Dallas Cowboys and Texas Ranger games, as well as some of the biggest concerts every year. You're 57 miles away from Six Flags and Hurricane Harbor. And if you're looking for that Las Vegas type experience, you're 54 miles away from Choctaw Casino and Resorts. And then for all of your boating, jet skiing, and fishing needs, you're 32 miles away from Levant Lake and 43 miles away from Lake Ray Hubbard. Melisa is an 11.5 square mile city with over 7,000 homes already built. And it's built over 3 main highways, Highway 75, Highway 121, and Highway 5. Melisa has residents from 35 countries, speaking 29 different languages, so it's a very diverse population, yet it still has families that have been there for many generations due to it originally being a farming community. Its largest employer is Melisa ISD with approximately 700 staff on payroll. It's a dynamic city with a national standard sports facility, the Z-Plex, featuring baseball, tennis, soccer, and a nationally recognized hair salon. I mentioned earlier how many families within DFW have already started relocating to Melisa, mainly due to the reputation of the academic program, as well as the housing market appreciation factor. Well, at the time of making this video, Melisa football is also ranked the #1 5A Division II team in the whole state of Texas, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football. It's home to the Texas icon, Buc-ee's gas station, which we'll get into a minute with another Texas icon coming in 2024, HEB. The population is 23,000 and growing every month. Niche.com gave the city an A overall grade, A for public schools, a B- for housing, an A for families, a B+ for crime and safety, and an A- for diversity. It's ranked as the 25th best suburb to raise a family in DFW. MelisaTexas.org states that Melisa ISD is ranked within the top 10 school districts in all of Texas. There's a median household income of over $127,000, a median home value of $328,600. The median rent is just over $2,000 a month, and 88% of the homes are owner-occupied, with 12% of the homes being tenant-occupied. I live north of Melisa, so I pass through it every time I go to McKinney, Plano, or Dallas, and it's one of those suburbs that many of us locals are like, man, I remember that just had one stoplight, or man, I remember when this was just a farm town. And guys, if you've made it this far, this is the most important part of the video. A quick guide to ensure that your offer stands out above the rest in this up-and-coming North Texas suburb. Melisa is becoming an increasingly competitive market in North Texas, and as it continues to grow in popularity, you're going to want to know how to make an offer that stands out here. The academics and football stadium have already attracted many families to Melisa wishing to be a part of a truly unique Friday Night Lights experience in Texas. And on top of that, the upcoming commercial projects that are coming here are only going to intrigue more home buyers to shop Melisa over the neighboring suburbs. So what we're about to cover is going to help you ensure that your offer stands out. A quick disclosure, these are not the rules, and there are always going to be exceptions to these type of scenarios. Rather, these are guidelines and suggestions to help put you in the best position to win an offer. Number one, you must ensure you have a conventional pre-approval. Although most homes easily qualify for FHA, a conventional loan is going to offer the most assurance to prospective Melisa sellers. We can get into all the reasons why, but if you're in a multiple offer situation, a conventional loan is going to put you in the best position to win because it signals less red tape than an FHA offer. A second thing you need to be financially prepared for is to still pay your down payment. Paying all of your own closing costs or even up to asking price is not anywhere near as common in this housing market as it was in years past. However, like we've mentioned, we're expecting Melisa to continue to grow in demand and become a more attractive area for folks relocating from out of town, as well as residents that already live within DFW. And just a quick tip, if you're still not willing to pay above asking price, there are some other terms of the contract that you can squeeze to be more aggressive in the offer. Just a little secret sauce here, the typical earnest money requirement is just 1%, and the option period is a standard 5 to 7 days. If you want to be a bit more aggressive on these terms while not paying above asking price, you could double your earnest money, and that's still refundable if certain requirements aren't met by the seller. We'll go 1.5 to 2% earnest money, and I've got an inspector or two that are very quick to turn around inspections, so we'll go 3-day option periods. Hell, there have been several times I've offered to lower my commission so that the seller nets more, and it puts my buyer in a better position to win in that multiple offer scenario. These are just a couple of ways you can show seriousness and aggression on an offer without going above asking price. So guys, this is going to close us out on the top 5 neighborhoods of Melisa, Texas. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions about Melisa, would like to tour any of these homes or neighborhoods in person, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All of my contact info is pinned in the top comment below. And guys, do me a favor, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, please. And lastly, if you want to see what another great North Texas suburb is like, check out this video by clicking here.